Hello, beautiful. Happy Friday. I think we're live. So, welcome. Today is a sunny, beautiful Friday out there, and we're going to talk about mission. So, this is video number 3 of our mission series. And in video 1, we talked about the top 3 profitable niches: money, relationships, and health. And in video 2, we dove into how to really nail your niche and get super specific so you can be that go-to person. And today, we are going to talk about the 7 reasons why every coach needs a high-ticket niche. But before we get started, if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Mimi Dabo, and I am a high-ticket business coach. I work with spiritual women coaches to create high-ticket business models, which include offers and programs, so they can quickly add multiple 6 figures and 7 figures to their business. It's good to have you. Let's dive right in. So what's the first reason why every spiritual female coach needs a niche? First one, it distinguishes you and your brand from everyone else, because people really love specialists, okay? And you can cater to a specific market. Not everyone in your business, not every coach is doing what you do. Even if you're a life coach, not every life coach does what you do, okay? And people love working with specialists. So let's say you're a life coach. You're on LinkedIn and you're a life coach, and I'm looking for a life coach who can help me with my fibroids. So you're a life coach, and then your competitor is on there too, and she's a life coach for women. And then you have someone else who's a life coach for women who helps women with fibroids. And then you have another life coach on there who's a life coach for women working with women over 40 that are struggling with fibroids. And let's say I'm a woman over 40 struggling with fibroids. If I go on LinkedIn, am I going to go for the life coach for women, the life coach for women who works with women with fibroids, or the life coach for women over 40 who are struggling with fibroids? So being specific is a really good thing, because it's the one thing that's going to distinguish you from everyone else. And it elevates your brand so people remember you. If you're here live, please let me know, type in live in the comments. And if you're here for the replay, type in replay so I can comment back and answer any questions that you have. So reason number 2, you become the go-to person. When you really niche down and go deep into your niche, you're able to work with a wider group of people inside of that niche. So the deeper you go, the wider you get to work with your clients, okay? And the more you work with specific people, the same people over and over again, you get to really know them. You get to speak their language. You get to know exactly what their pain points are. You get to know exactly how they say what they say, why they say it, and why they want the results they want. So you basically get to get in their head. And when they see your content, or they see your program on your sales page, or you're on a call with them, they're basically thinking, oh my God, she's in my head. How do you know that? Where have you been all my life? That's how you get to be that person that's like, where have you been all my life? It's by being specific and by being the person who goes like above and beyond everyone else to get deep, deep, deep in their head, to speak their language, to know what they want, know the pain points, know their problems, know their solutions, know their dreams, know their passions, like know everything about them. Not from a demographic perspective, from a psychographic perspective. Why do they want what they want? How is it going to change their life? How is it going to make their lives better? What have they already done that hasn't worked? Why didn't it work the first time? Like, you get to know all of these things because you go that deep with them, okay? So that's number 2. You become the go-to person. Number 3, you get more referrals. Think of this. Let's say you're at a cocktail party and you're talking to a group of people. There's a lot of life coaches there, or business coaches, or health coaches, or relationship coaches, whichever one. And someone says to you, well, what do you do? And you say, well, I'm a life coach. What does that even mean? And then someone says to the other person, well, what do you do? It's like, well, I'm a life coach for women. Okay, that's getting smaller, I can see life coach women. And then you ask the other coach, like, what do you do? Well, I'm a life coach for women who want to have more kids, or I'm a life coach for women struggling with fertility. See how specific it gets. The more specific you get, the more people can say, oh my gosh, I know someone who needs that. Like whether it's a relationship coach or a life coach, a health coach for women who are struggling with fertility. The people know someone who has that issue. And it's easier for someone to refer a client or potential client to someone who has a specific niche than just someone who does health coaching. All right. So being specific is how you go to a party or a networking event, or even just be around family and somebody always says, oh my gosh, I know someone who would really love to work with you. Or I can work with you because I need to lose weight, or I need to do this, or I want to have babies, or I want to do whatever. Whatever it is, the more specific you are, the more one person in the room of 10 people can relate to you. The more general you are, the more people go, so what does that mean? That's number 3. The fourth reason why is you get more visible online. So Google loves it when you're really specific. No potential client is typing life coach into Google. The only person typing that is your competitor. No potential client is typing in health coach. Only your competitor is doing that. Your clients are typing in life coach for women, health coach for women with fibroids, health weight loss health coach, fibroids health coach, whatever, chronic fatigue health coach. But nobody's typing in health coach. And Google loves it when you really niche down and get specific, because then they can rank you really high on page 1, which is the money page. And so one of the things that I had to master when I was a life coach was when I niched down to life coach for women, I realized that my first 5 clients actually typed in life coach for women on Google, and I was number 1. And that's why they came to me and they said yes on our sales conversation the first time. It was cold leads. There was no back and forth or 50 different touch points. They applied to work with me on January 1st, 2017. And we had a sales call that week, and there were clients within, 48 hours, all because they typed in life coach for women, and my website was optimized for the words life coach for women. So this is the thing. You need to know which keywords to use, and you can only know that when you have a niche, because you need to know what people are typing into Google. And yes, every coach who's online needs to have a place or a hub, not just Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, but your own resident domain, your own real estate, so people can find you there. And what I did that worked for me to find out like what people were typing in Google was I used an application form. And one of the questions that clients had to answer before they could move forward to hit submit was, how did you find me? And I went a step further and I said, which keywords did you use? Like, what did you type into Google? Because if you just say, how did you find me? You just type in Google. So I said, if Google, what did you type into Google? And they would say, life coach for women. And when I get on a call with someone, because all my clients usually come from online, I say, so how did you find me? Google. And I say, what did you type into Google? And they always tell me. So that's where you can collect marketing information and rank your website to be number 1 in your niche for every person or market that you want to work with. Okay? So that's number 4, ranking higher for keywords in Google. Number 5 is that it's 100% easier to market yourself when you have a niche. Because guess what? You can position yourself, create your message, do everything to one specific person. Here's what happens. You have a niche. Your niche already knows what they want. That's why it's the niche. Because they know, for example, for me, my potential clients already know they want to add multiple 6 figures or 7 figures to their business, and they know they want to do it the simple way. They want to create high-ticket coaching packages. They want high-ticket business models so they can work with maybe 10 people a year and charge $100,000 or $50,000 or $25,000. So they know what they want. And I know what they want. So I talk directly to those people. In my marketing, in my messaging, in my positioning, I don't talk to people who want to sell $10,000 or $1 million. I talk to people who want to create $100,000 packages or 50 or 25K. And I use those exact words because when they come online or when they talk to people on a networking event, they're specifically looking for someone who can support them to create $100,000 package. And honestly, if I spoke to everyone, that would be completely wrong and it would be a lack of integrity on my part because I don't know how to create a $10,000 package. I used to a long time ago and I sucked at it because what I was doing was I was taking $25,000 worth of coaching services and stuffing it into a $10,000 package. And nobody was buying it because they kept saying, that sounds like a lot of work for $10,000. Like all of that stuff just for 10,000. And I didn't know, I was so confused, but I was positioning myself to talk to people who wanted $25,000, but I was selling it at $10,000. So you need to know the niche because once you do that, you already know what they want. Every blog post, every podcast, everything that you do is directly connected to the thing, the result that they want to create. And that makes life like, oh my God, so much better with marketing. You're not all over the place. You're not throwing spaghetti on the wall. You're not spraying and praying. You're basically speaking directly to them. You know what they want. You have it. You can co-create with them. You'll match. That's number 5. Number 6, having a niche builds loyalty and trust. And I know this is one of the things that a lot of coaches are like, I don't want a niche. I don't want a niche. And I get it because you think it's going to be boring. But here's what happens. When you talk about the same thing over and over and over again, I have about maybe 80 videos now or 50, 80 videos. And guess what? Everything is about high ticket offers, high ticket packaging, high ticket coaching programs, high ticket mission, high ticket sales, high ticket marketing, high ticket, high ticket, high ticket. It doesn't get redundant because every day I find a new thing to talk about, a new way to support my clients, something more exciting. I find a better way to add value in the high ticket business coaching niche. So when someone is looking for something, no matter what they're looking for, if I get a question, then I get to create a video, a blog post, or maybe go on a podcast and talk about it. It never gets redundant because I build loyalty, because people expect me to talk about this thing and they know if I need to create a high ticket coaching package for 25K or 50K or 100K, I know Mimi has it. I know I can go to Mimi's website and there'll be information that can help me. She's not going to talk about, Facebook marketing or branding. She's going to talk high ticket and give me exactly what I need. So you want to build that loyalty and trust with your consistency. And it's really hard it's challenging, not hard, but it's super challenging to be consistent when you're all over the place and talking to everyone and being everything to everyone. In fact, when I was a life coach for women, it was fun, but it was also exhausting because even though it was for women, I did relationship coaching, I did career coaching, I was a singles person coach, I did marketing, I did business, I did a lot of packaging and pricing, which is why I ended up niching to this. But it was just everything, especially relationships and business. And it was a tough decision for me to decide whether to become a relationship coach and work with married couples or do a high ticket business coaching for spiritual women coaches, because I knew they're afraid to charge. They don't want to create $100,000 packages. They just want to help people. And you help people more when you have higher ticket packages because people value investing in themselves to create exponential results. So again, guys, build loyalty and trust with consistency. And number 7, it's not the last one, but it's number 7. There are hundreds of reasons, advantages, and all the joy of why you want to create a high ticket niche. But number 7 is that your life is so much easier for all the reasons I've said, and you're happier because if it's a niche that really matches with your gifts and your talents, you enjoy talking about it. If you wake me up at 2 a.m, I'm going to talk high ticket business. If you wake me up at 3 a.m, I'm going to talk high ticket pricing. If you wake me up at 4 a.m, I'm going to talk high ticket packaging. Like no matter what time you wake me up, if you throw cold water on me, I'm going to scream high ticket. It's all I want to talk about. I love talking about it. And you get to enjoy doing it. It doesn't become boring or monotonous. And it makes my life so much easier because I know my marketing is taken care of because I know who I'm talking to. I know what they want and I know I have it and I can help them get it. So marketing is done. And by the time they get to the sales call, they've been through my marketing, they're on my email list, which is another thing. So if you want to dive deeper into high ticket business, whether it's packaging, pricing, marketing, branding, um, creating the program, whatever it is, get on my email list. The link is down below. Get on the email list because I send emails out 3 days a week, 3 times a week. And I dive deep into all of this stuff, and you can, hit reply, ask me questions. So just get on the list, and that's the best way to really dive into this with me. But anyway, so my life is so much easier because I know that when they got on a sales call with me, they've been on my list or they found me on Google. Then they watched my videos. They went on LinkedIn. They read some of my blog posts. They came on my website, read all my blogs. They've already seen me. They've heard me. They know. They hear the same stuff all the time. They see that I'm consistent, and they see that I'm ranking either number 1, 2, or 3 on Google. And they just figure out, okay, I'm going to apply and work with her because she looks like she knows what she's talking about. Plus, I have the experience and the credentials and all that stuff. But that's really unnecessary if you position yourself well and you know how to create the thing that you say you're creating, so you don't have imposter syndrome because you're actually just being a fraud. And we know we don't, as coaches, we don't really do that, So if I say I'm going to help you create a $100,000 package, that's what I'm going to help you do. And it's all over the internet. So when you come on there, you get to find me, we talk. And if we're a great fit personality-wise, we'll work together. So life is easy. There's no back and forth. I don't do back and forth. I don't, DM. I like to talk to people. It's $100,000, it's $50,000, it's $25,000 packages. I need to talk to you to make sure that your nervous system is mature and grown enough to handle you charging and receiving $100,000 for your packages. Because not everyone can do that, even if they have the money to pay me. So that's why I think a high ticket niche is perfect for every spiritual female coach. It makes your life easier. It gives you the time and flexibility to really do the good work that you're here to do and that you love doing so much. A lot of people just want to coach, we don't want to do everything else. So get yourself a niche where you get to coach more than you get to do the other stuff you don't like, So let me back up and recap the 7 reasons. The first one, distinguish yourself on your brand. Set yourself apart from everybody else. The second one, become the go-to person, the expert in your niche. And yes, I know, as the expert, you're not telling people what to do, you're a coach. You're not training people to do anything, you are coaching them. But be the go-to coach expert in that niche. 3, you get more referrals, period. 4, you're more visible online because Google loves niching. Number 5, it's 100% easier to market, okay? They already know what they want. You have it, give it to them. Number 6, consistency breeds loyalty and trust. And number 7, your life is so much easier. You have nothing to lose. Try a niche. You don't have to marry the niche. Just date a niche for like 6 months and see if you like it or not. There's so many different niches that you could do. You're gifted, you're talented, you're creative, you're resourceful. Apply that to work with a targeted group of people so they get more benefits and value from you than you spreading yourself thin working with everybody else. If you resonate with this, get on the email list. You will get so much more value. Keep watching all the videos. Keep following me on social media. You get more information. It's been good having you.